Yo, hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing weekend. Currently it is Sunday and let's get right into the charts for Bitcoin. As you can see, we did not lose this value area low or this POC level. We did get a fake out to the downside, but right now Bitcoin has reclaimed that level and is currently pushing to the upside. And I think the next test of a zone is going to be 190, almost 500. As you can see, 190.5k will be my next target that we need to break in order for Bitcoin to potentially continue higher. And also it is possible we get in about 8 hours that weekly close, and as you can see the price is still sitting high and it may even pump in the next 8 hours above, and we might get a higher weekly close, which would be bullish for the price in my opinion. But it is also possible that starting next week we might get into a choppy range for the next 2 weeks basically, until the month ends, for example, or maybe we can start getting a correction below this range. But right now I think the more possible scenario for the market would be just a straight up parabolic move to the upside. As you know, since the market has been behaving very well, and if we look on the daily, we did get overbought as I mentioned in my previous video, but then our RSI momentum did get cooled off, and right now we are potentially gearing up right here, creating another bull flag pattern which may take us to a new all-time high basically. And this is the more possible scenario than that we range here or we pull back. In my opinion, we would straight up shoot higher, since if we look at Ethereum is currently hitting my last target 3770 basically. You can see the last weekly pivot resistance, which is sitting right here. Currently we are testing, you can see what a massive candle this week, basically almost 30% of a move. And if we enable the yearly pivots, you can see the next target for it would be that first yearly pivot resistance, which is sitting at around $3,953 basically. So Ethereum basically has almost 4.8% of a move to reach that target, which for now is my very important target, from where we could see a pullback, significantly bigger pullback like we saw basically on Bitcoin. We did not see that big of a pullback, but still we did get a pullback after hitting, as you can see this line right here is that yearly pivot one resistance, and after hitting it Bitcoin made a 6% of a correction. And as you know, since it is more volatile, and once it hits this line it might correct 10 to 12% in my opinion. I would be expecting a pullback there, but it is also very possible that we continue higher and break through 4,000 easily, since if we look at the Bitcoin dominance currently hitting that yearly pivot resistance, and right now also approaching that trend line that we drew in a previous couple of videos basically. So if we manage to break through both of these supports right here, since it is a resistance but right now it is acting as support, but if the Bitcoin dominance slashes right through here, as you can see, we may see a bigger pump in Ethereum and in the other altcoins. Also XRP currently still higher above the second yearly pivot resistance. So the last target for that year for XRP would be at around $4.31 basically. Also HYPE rejecting from its yearly pivot resistance, basically the last one. So it is possible that HYPE still continues to range here, or maybe even push higher above that last yearly resistance. SUI also trying to approach its yearly pivot resistance, which is sitting almost at $5 basically, $4.89. And so it still depends guys what Bitcoin will do next week. As I said, I did post on my X, remember to follow me here for live updates, since on YouTube I can only upload once a day, but here I do multiple posts a day. So basically you can see I did post that Bitcoin dominance chart, that I'm expecting it to act as support, but then if both of these level breaks, then we can see higher price targets among all of the altcoins. And also let's look at the open interest chart that I posted yesterday, that the open interest is dropping while price isn't moving much. So basically we are creating a potential short squeeze here, since the price wasn't moving, and right now you can absolutely see this exactly how it played out. Open interest right here was dropping, then it was kind of flat, and right now we're pushing to the upside with open interest coming back into the market basically, and Bitcoin is pumping almost 1.5% to the upside. So basically the shorts will get squeezed, in my opinion, starting next week. Also we do have liquidity to the upside basically still left, even though we do have to the downside, but you have to remember this liquidity to the downside while we are in an uptrend can remain untouched basically. So we might first take out the liquidity that's sitting to the upside, and basically we do have liquidity all the way up to 127k, as you know. Also today on a Sunday, finally we got on the trade longs versus shorts ratio, you can see we do have a good day for the longs right now. There is more buying pressure in the market as of right now, which is very bullish. And let's see the news for next week. I think, let me just see. So next week we do have some important news on Tuesday. Basically the Federal Reserve, basically Powell, would be speaking, which would bring some volatility, because he may talk about rate cuts coming into the market, which is very important for Bitcoin and the crypto market, as well as it is important for the stock market. But today we're not going to be covering it, since the market is still closed. If we go to the CME future markets right here, you can see it is closed, so it will open in about 6 hours. I will be covering it tomorrow, depends on how it opens, which would also determine the next move for Bitcoin. But yes guys, that will be it for today's update video. Since it is Sunday, we don't have much to cover, so remember to follow me on X, and also like and subscribe for the channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.